Welcome our Matrix Sponsor Workshop 5. This is for people that are sponsoring. If you are new, then by all means you can log off, but I would suggest, if you are thinking about sponsoring, stay on, because the more you learn, the more you earn, and every time you hear it, you'll take something new on. So this sponsor workshop is all about registering the new distributors and getting them off to a fast start. There's a couple of slides that I'll cover, and then Rachel is, I'm sure Rachel's at a tea now, she's going to help us with some of the training tonight on getting your team off to a fast start online. For our sponsor workshops, we've now covered our sponsor workshop 1, which is why sponsor and team build, sponsor workshop 2, which is creating the inquiries and leads, sponsor workshop 3, we did the telephone appointment and the information that we send to online and Facebook. We attempted our workshop 4. We've only got half of the video for this one. We're going to have to rerun that one with the objections and follow-up. I have now YouTube linked all of them, so I'll be putting them into the sponsor group later on with what we've got so far, and updating as we get our registered new distributors and the Going for Gold that Claire is going to be doing for us within a couple of weeks. So nice set of workshops there just to help take you step by step through our sponsoring systems to help you to understand what you need to do. So first of all, when we register a distributor, it's 5 simple steps. First of all, you need to log on to your online Clean Easy ordering system, just like you do to do an order. When you go in, you will select Build Your Network. When you go into there, it will ask you for your email address and your password, which will take you then through to a form where you can complete the prospect's details and send them the registration form to their email, or you can create an instant link for sign up by using the tool on the same page. You select your kit, it gives you a link, that gets sent. The person then fills in that registration form. Now, you will have heard us say 100 times before, where possible, help that new person to fill that form in, help them to understand the terms and conditions within the contract that they're signing, because people often don't go on to fill the form in because they don't understand the information that's in there. So, where possible, get on the phone and talk them through each step of filling that form in and answer any questions that they've got to make sure that they're totally happy with everything. So now, somebody's unmuted themselves somewhere. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over to Rachel. I'm going to get a drink because my mouth's got extremely dry tonight. Rachel is going to now go through with you how to get your team off to a great start with the online side of the business. I'll be following up with a few things with our catalogue, resources, website, and a little news of things that's coming up for you. But for now, let's hand over to Rachel, if you're there, Rachel.
I'm here, Ellen.
Fantastic. I'll put myself on mute and just let me know when you want me to turn the slides over for you.
Okay, thank you. Hi everyone. Okay, so first of all, as soon as you receive your sponsor notification, I personally welcome them to the team. I explain what I'm going to do for them by adding them to the support groups. I'll create their own selling group for them, and I'll welcome them to the team chat. Now, whilst I'm doing all this, I'm drip feeding them information. So I first send them the www.salonfb.co.uk link. And I ask them to watch the short videos whilst I'm doing what I've already said that I will do for them. By sending them this for them to watch straight away, you know that they are learning whilst you are setting them up. So they're not sat there just twiddling their thumbs. It's making good use of the time, and it guarantees that they have seen it, and it's going to give them a really good start to get up and running. Next slide, please. So while you're setting them up, you add them in to make sure that they're in your own selling group. I mean, if it's a Facebook lead, then I should imagine they're already in there anyway from the first information that you've sent them. But if they're from, you know, ads pool or spot ads or anything like that, just make sure that they're in your own selling group. Add them to the matrix group, picks for you, Clean Easy Success group, the Vista group, and you can drip feed them into further groups at a later date. But as for the Clean Easy Success group and the Vista group, then that does take a few days for them to be approved anyway. So you're fine adding them to them because, you know, the notifications won't be too much. Next slide, please. So why I create their own groups for them is because some people may be brand new to Facebook. They're not sure what they are doing. It takes pressure off them. It makes them, they may not know how to do, just said that. You're automatically admin, and it gives you full responsibility. Everything is in place so they can go full steam ahead. And as you know, not everyone sticks, so you have full control over that group. If you sign somebody up within the same sort of catchment area, then you could always hand the group over to the new team member if need be, or, you know, just close the group down. It depends what you want to do with it. But if you hand it over, then it's obviously a good start for somebody else. Next slide, please. So the online selling system, I always send this to, I tag them in the pinned post, in Picks for You and the Matrix group. But I also send them the online selling system to their inbox, and I say to them that they're welcome to print it off. So they've always got it to hand if they need to refer back to it. I talk them through it step by step, and I break it down into bite-sized chunks. You know, when you're tagging them into things, then some things might get lost in the notifications. Guarantees that they have seen it, and like I said, they have a record to refer back to again. So make a way that they can use any picks in the pick from the group Picks for You, and tell them if they follow the system that it is proven to work, and you're going to have a fantastic business. By this time, they're probably thinking, where do I start? So the reason why I always make sure they're in our own group is because you can tell them that they're welcome to mirror your group until they're into full swing of things, and they can find the products and pick and choose what they want themselves. Next slide, please. So before you introduce them to your team chat, then I make them aware that they can get busy from people asking questions and general chit chat. Make them aware that there is a mute button because, as you know, people in the business, they also got full-time jobs, some of them, and if their phone is pinging all the time whilst they're doing work, it can get a little annoying, frustrating. Especially if their boss is not happy with the situation and the phone's pinging all the time. So just make them aware that they can mute it and show them how to do it. So when you welcome them to the team chat, you make them aware of opening and closing times. I mean, I've got, in our chat, it's open at 7 in the morning and 11 at night. So obviously people don't want the phones popping, you know, left, right and centre after that time either. And don't hesitate to ask any questions. No question is a silly question. We all started from where they've started. So arranging a welcome call. Well, this is really, really important to get them on the phone as soon as you can. Find a suitable and the earliest convenient time for a call. It makes them feel at ease and it brings on their confidence a little. It shows that they're speaking to a real person, not just somebody behind the screen. Makes them feel more relaxed to talk on the phone in the future. You know, I mean, if you can't get them on the phone, like after the first 7 days, it's going to be a lot harder, I find, because are they just like talking to you? Yeah, you can build up that relationship over a messenger, but it's just easier if you get them on the phone straight away. Explain the welcome rewards whilst I'm on the phone. You know, you tend to go through little or as much information as depends on the individual what they want to know. But definitely make sure of the welcome rewards and the 5 welcome catalogues, get them out to the first 5, the next 5, and so on. When I'm on the phone to them, I also log into the DSA together, show them the sort of simple stock checker, how to check or how to place orders, etc. While you're on the phone to them, it really helps you work closer with them and build up that rapport. And also by this stage, you've broken that ice to start moving forward. Next one, please. So tracking to recognition. Now, this is a massive, massive part in the business because, you know, I mean, everybody deserves to be recognised for all their achievements. So the first stages for recognition is the welcome rewards. And each order that they place, always remind them of how far. I mean, some people hit their first welcome rewards on their first order, but if not, then remind them how much they got left and how many days they got to do it. We don't want anybody missing out on these achievements. It motivates them. It really creates the excitement. I mean, the excitement is certainly what is growing our business. It drives them forward and make them wanting to do more. Once they've got their first, they're like, wow, I want to go and get my second. They've got all these free catalogues, so the dropship credits that they can use to use incentives for their customers. It creates good feelings. Everyone loves recognition. A sense of achievement. I mean, you just think to yourself of when you joined and you achieved your welcome rewards, how you felt. I mean, it is a massive achievement, and it gives me goosebumps every time I give recognition for these, because it's certainly how I feel when I hit mine, and you've got to put yourself through that feeling again. Let your passion and your emotions shine through. Show that you care and actually mean that you care. I mean, my team will know exactly what I mean here. So your next slide, please. The training meetings, well, I highly, highly recommend these, and I can't stress enough how important it is to get them involved in Zoom meetings, webinars, key meetings, conferences, you know, all the trainings available. It introduces them to the wider team, you know, I mean, rubbing shoulders with higher people in the business, and it can show that everything is true, it's just not what you were telling them. It creates the team synergy, helps personal development, really boosts the confidence and build the relationships. It does show the wider picture. I mean, my first showcase, it was a totally eye-opener for me. It helps them run with the business, and it provides lots of training. So these are, you know, if you can start talking about these meetings and showing them in the right direction for the Zooms and things, then, you know, it's definitely going to be a massive help. Next one, Helen. So when you're speaking with your team, are you interested or are you interested? You must be interested in them. There's no I in team. And when you're talking to your team, you can use the form format. When you're talking to them, it's you talk about their family, their occupation. Oh my God.
Recreation.
And money. Thanks, Helen. And next one, please, Helen. So in this business, you will meet all types of people with depression, anxiety, past experience and baggage, disabilities, the know-it-alls, and the anchors. But don't ever prejudge and work with everyone. You've got to crawl with the crawlers, walk with the walkers, and run with the runners. Coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And that's it from me, Helen.
Fantastic, Rachel. I think there is one more slide. So I don't know if anybody has any questions at this point that they would like to come and ask Rachel while we've just gone through that. That was a fantastic training. I just love how, you know, succinct it is. It's just, you know, one point after another, all the reasons behind why you do what you do, and you know, you are the master, you know, helping your team to get off to a fast start, which is why you've had such major success in such a short period of time. You genuinely have that passion to really get everybody off to the start and get what they want from the business. So let me just I'll just open the chat in case anybody's a little bit worried about asking questions. Does anybody want to type a question, or does anybody want to unmute themselves and ask Rachel any specific questions? Okay, we'll take the silence as not for now. Maybe you'll think of some, and if you do, you want to write them in the chat as we're going along. I just want to run through some slides now, really just sort of covering the catalogue side of it, but a little bit on both, because I think what we have to think about when we're helping new distributors succeed offline with catalogues or online, you know, with Facebook and online selling, is that the business is about helping enough people to get what they want out of life, and you will get what you want. I absolutely love this saying, and I know it's the banner that we have in the sponsoring group, but it's dead true in this business. It is all about helping everybody in your business. It's very different to in the workplace, where you get a lot of people stab you in the back and, you know, a lot of sniping and everything. It truly is teamwork makes the dream work in this business, and this is why, you know, as a team we all work together, we all add that value. I think Hannah put us such a lovely post in the group the other day about how we have such a great team synergy, and there is no drama and there is no negativity. We work really hard at that. So, you know, that is one of the really big things that's important in this business. If you don't like people, then go and get something else, because it really is about working with people in this business and helping them to flourish and helping them to see the potential in themselves. But what we have to remember is as well, we're going to be working, like Rachel said, with lots and lots of different people. And when people come to the business, they also come with lots of different learning styles. So when we provide people with any information to get them started, we must always make sure that we're picking up on their learning styles as well. So my background is a teacher, so I'm always kind of like on this one. I'm aware that some people learn by you telling them something, so they'll need conversations with you more than maybe other people might be very visual and they like images and colours and charts and those sorts of things. You've got your oral learners, the auditory learners that like, you know, like that, the sound, the music, the, you know, all of that sort of thing. Then you've got all the people very much like me, everything has to be very logical. I have to understand the reason why behind absolutely everything that I do. You know, so when you are coaching your team, when you are supporting your new people, just be aware that some people like to be spoken to, some people like it in writing, some people need to go do it, they need to sort of physically have that hands on. You know, some people like to just watch videos, listen to audios and all that type of thing, which is why we try to provide our training that we do in so many different formats, so that it helps everybody to learn at their level. So we do have a simple system, or maybe not. We talked about this last week, didn't we? that if you don't understand the system, it can be very gobbledygook, and we try to keep it as simple as possible. This is symbols that represent a different alphabet that probably none of us can read because we've not learned what the symbols mean. So we have to make sure as well when we're teaching the system that we teach it very, very simply. We have to break it down to that person's level. We have to make sure that they understand everything that we explain to them, because anything is easy when you know how. You know, I really struggle with the online side of things. I was talking at length with Claire just a couple of weeks ago, just trying to get that system in my head. Ask me about catalogues, I'll tell you anything about catalogues, but the online side, that's new for me, and it's different, and you know, I'm still learning, we're all still learning. So, you know, just make sure that it's a level that people can pick up and can understand. You know, when we're coaching a system, you need to tell them, you need to show them, you know, you need to explain what it is that they need to do, how they need to do it, and then often the reason why they do it that way. Because when you can understand why you're doing something, it makes far more sense. You know, it could be as something as simple as, this is how we set the catalogues up. We put the order form on the front and the day slip here, so that when you go to put the when you go to pick the catalogues up, you can see instantly whether you've got an order or not, and you don't have to waste your time opening each pack. Now, something as simple as that can save a lot of time when you know why we do that, why that makes difference. So, you know, just make sure that you're going through those 3 steps really. Now, we've developed a Matrix Group website and a coaching guide for the catalogue side of everything. And the aim of this site was to help new distributors get off to a fast start and to sponsor. We've also developed the coaching guide so that people are coaching, know step by step what they need to say and how to help the new people. So first, we're getting new people started, the website for new distributors. That's the KLZ resources site. You all know about that one. That's got all of our catalogue side of everything on. You'll have seen Claire's posted she's done a great website. I think it's Matrix KLZ, and it's got a lot of the online side, lots of information on team building. There's videos on there, how to do a return and all sorts of stuff. So loads and loads of stuff for you guys to help you know what to do. If you're not sure, you know, there are things out there to help you. With the KLZ resources site, we've got 5 simple steps. There's videos, slips, and all the information basically that you need. And it's accessible in all of those learning styles. So there's videos that you can see, there's all sorts of things that you can listen to. It's all done around that philosophy. And then obviously with the coaching pack that is there as a sponsor to help you go through and know what to say, get people off to that fast start. And it makes all of the coaching calls quicker and slicker. It's structured, it's clear, it backs up everything on the videos and on the website, and it includes all the top tips that we've learned over the 12 years that we've been in the business. But by no means having this resource site means that you don't have to speak to your new people. You know, you are coaching individual people, so you have to talk people through each step at a time. It isn't a black and white business. You know, you are dealing with people, so you need to be flexible. I love the way that Rachel said crawl with the crawlers. I often say plod with the plodders, but very much the same thing. Walk with the walkers and run with the runners. And it is thanks to everyone that's put into this so far. This is something, our system is built on the knowledge of each individual, all of the ideas coming together, true teamwork, making the dream work. You know, we're evolving all of the time. We're working at trying to provide the best training, the best support to every individual. So when they come into this business, there's no excuses for them to fail. Everything is there. It's then up to them to put the effort in and to make it work for themselves. So, you know, if there is anything missing, then obviously you can always let us know. We're always looking for ideas. So basically, I'm not going to go through all of this in detail, but the Flying Start program is based on that 12 years experience, and it's about sharing that experience and giving that day-to-day basis. It is up to us as leaders to teach and coach this system to our success line, but it's one step at a time. The steps that we've got with the catalogue side: step 1 is prepare your catalogue, slips and retail book. Step 2 is planning your first drop. Step 3 is deliver and collect your catalogues. Step 4 is place an order, and step 5 is deliver your products. And you just basically go one step at a time with them until they've done all of those 5 steps. When they've done all of those 5 steps, understood what they're doing, then they will be confident and competent and be able to go off, do that to build a fantastic customer base for themselves, and then go on to teach that and team build when they're ready. It all uses the straight lines philosophy, and it all uses the grow model that you will have heard us talking about. As Rachel says, with the catalogues, it starts as soon as they sign in. There are welcome emails and messages. There's scripts for coaching calls in there. You know, we have found from experience that when a new person joins, they want to do something. So there's stuff in there, little to-do lists. There's all sorts of stuff in there that they can be getting on with. These are the sorts of scripts in your coaching pack to make sure that you cover all of your points. You can tick everything off to make sure that you've gone through everything with them. There's master copies that you can copy and paste of welcome emails helping you to support what you've said in a coaching call. There's tips in there, so you know your tips at step 1, why we're doing things that we're doing, how to help them. You know, little things in there that's going to keep you on track as a sponsor, as a coach. The website itself looks like that. That's the home page, and then they can click through to each step where they've got all of the videos. So you'll see step 1, there's a little video here, and then there's all the information and all the backup of everything that's going on here as well. You've got then, you know, your next step, your coaching call. Again, little points that you can go through to keep you on track, getting people to get the catalogues ready and them slips and everything, you know, getting the tips, the hints and tips to them. Then going through your email with them to make sure that they've got their little to-do list, backs it all up. Obviously, if you're not using emails, probably using messages more now. So all this can be copied and pasted very basically into a message. Make sure as well that if they don't or can't get hold of the sponsor, that they can get on with the tasks knowing what they need to do. So, you know, if you're not available, they know exactly what they need to do because you've provided them the right information for them to be getting on. So step 2, again, the page on the website looks very much like this, telling them when and where and what they're doing. It's all about planning that first drop, giving them all the hints and tips. Lots of this we went through in our induction. Coaching call 3, taking you through the points, you know, that you need to go through. Again, what we call the inoculation, making sure that they're prepared for that first drop, things that could possibly happen, so nothing's ever a shock for them. You know, again, more tips about working local, when to start before you drop, you know, getting your catalogues to work for you. Again, all your emails that backs up in that pack for you. Your step 3, doing your first drop and collection, how to fill the wet book in. All of this is done here to help you. One of the reasons we put this website together is what we found when we're working with people that are not on our doorstep, that we can't go out and physically do this with them, because that's what we used to do. We used to go out and show people. This is a show how, this shows how it's done, and when people see things, sometimes it clicks so that they know what they're doing. Again, you've got step 3 then, so you've got things like pointing out the best route, knowing the averages, again, all part of that inoculation, we call it. And, you know, if you are local, then do go and do that first drop with them, because it's a great way of bonding with your team members. It's a great way of showing them how to do it and developing that relationship. Okay, so more just sort of hints and tips there. All of this is in the pack that is on our group site. Coaching call 4, then you've got coaching call 4B. There are scripts there to help you with, you know, what happens if it's not gone so good, what am I going to say to them? So, you know, again, there's little hints and tips in the coaching pack that help you as a sponsor to deal with all of that. Step 4 is placing your order. Again, Lots of this we've now got on the website, and we've got it in the group. So there's loads of stuff. You can tag people in, you can use the website, you can just have all of these tools on tap to help you to build your business. Coaching call 5 then is, placing your order, making sure that you go through all of the things with them, delivering your product. Step 5, helping them with just reminding them about how to take a card payment, keeping customer records, bagging up orders, taking a float with you, all of these, again, all of the tips that will make things run smoother and slicker for that new person, so that they're not tying themselves in knots. Tips like, opening a separate bank account to pay your money in off your invoice, so your income builds up and at the end of the month you can see what you've earned. It is up to us as sponsors and coaches to tell them about these things and to help them. We've learned these things over many years. And that, again, plugging people into the training, like Rachel's explained, the induction, the videos, all of that, using the tools. And there's a page then on the next step, so the welcome rewards, achieving bonuses, there's a bonus calculator and all sorts on here. Now, okay, so we've done that one. So there's stuff in your coaching pack then about future calls. So, we'd say never ever put off a call with your team. Always make sure that you have regular contact with them, because, so that you can keep that team member on track. Use the personal retail plan that we have with the catalogue, so that you know how many in, how many out, work the average out, are they on track for bonus, are they on track for welcome rewards. Another tool that's going to help you to make sure that your business is growing and that person knows what they're doing. Make sure that they know what they're doing, they're sticking to the system, and you have regular contact with them, because make sure that the only reason they don't hit a bonus is because of them, because they're too lazy, because they didn't help, not because you didn't help them to keep on track, not because you didn't inform them of what they needed to do, and I'm not just on about now in the last few days, I'm on about, supporting them from week 1, making sure each week they're on track, and not because you didn't believe in them, because each person that you bring into this business, you should believe that anything is possible for that person. It is your responsibility as a sponsor to keep your team on track for bonus, keep them excited, create that excitement, always talk about the benefits to them, not to you. Like Rachel said, are you interested in them and not interested in yourself? It's all about what they get. So they're going to get a customer base, they're going to get a bigger bonus, they're going to get a free box of catalogues, they're going to get a free holiday. It's always about them. Take control of your calls and have an agenda, that when you pick the phone up, don't be afraid to make that call, because ultimately it is your responsibility. Use that feel, felt, found. Once you've been through yourself building a customer base, you're going to find that you can teach anybody to do that, because you've been through all of what they're going to go through, and focus them on concentrating on the activity, and the results will come. It's that simple. So just a few things to remember as a coach. What's natural to you now once wasn't. Just remember that. So keep things simple. Always use their name and make it fun too. It doesn't have to be serious. You can make it fun. It's about babysitting your new distributors through the process, one step at a time. Remember that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So always listen. Don't interrupt them, and think before you answer. Make sure that they're telling you what the problem is, and make sure that you answer anything that they're having any challenges with. Practice makes perfect, and the more that you do this, the more confident you will become. Make sure that you have a plan and that you know what you're doing. When a person actively does something, some form of activity for themselves, they will learn much quicker than someone doing it for them. So let them learn. Sometimes people need to learn by their own mistakes. Sometimes we have to let people go and try things Some people want to change the system, some people want to do it their own way, and that's absolutely fine, but just make sure that you're always there to bring them back on track and to support them through that. Keep them focused on their plan and activity and contact them daily until they've placed the first order. Then it can go to every other day, every couple of days. Ultimately, it might just be once a week that you need to touch base. So once they know what they're doing, then you can fully be confident that they know what they're doing and they can get on with it. Anyone can be excited when the other party is, so keep them focused, make sure that they're following the system and asking the right questions. Make sure that as you take them through this process that you're tracking each step. So in the coaching pack there is a tracking sheet where you can tick off. So what I've done now, the offline catalogue tracking sheet was in the coaching pack. I've updated and added in now our online Facebook system, so taking them through either offline or online. I know Joe Warman's got a fantastic tracking sheet for the online, where I pinched most of this from, thanks Joe. So all of the information is there for you to use. The Matrix group on the KLZ resources site, we will be putting on the online selling system so that it is in a similar format for those that need it methodically in steps that are broken down. So we'll be adding that in, we're working on that behind the scenes. We're also working, as you've seen on the past couple of weeks, on the sponsoring workshop. So we're getting there now, we're getting the videos in place, we're getting all of the training and everything, so everything is going to be all updated on the resources site. It's already all in the Team Can Sell a Sponsoring Guide group, so make sure that you're a part of that group. Claire's wonderful website that she's done, she put it in the group, so have a little look around there. There's some great information on there as well, and I think that's it. So thank you so much for listening. We will get this now put into the group for you. It'll be shortly on the website as soon as we've got the facility to do that. We're just having a bit of an upgrade at the moment. We need to add some pages and stuff in there, but it is all starting to come together. We have just got the best system, and that is why so many people are being so successful. So thank you, massive thank you to Claire for her contribution on our Zoom tonight. Thank you so much, Claire. Sharing your testimonial, your honesty. It is a roller coaster. All I would say is follow Claire's advice. Don't quit before payday, because it is all about learning, and the more failures that we have, the more successful we become. And a massive thank you as well to Rachel for sharing her online steps and taking us through that, and understanding how to get those people off to a fast start. So thank you to both of you. If anybody has any questions, I'll open the chat just so I can see if we've got any questions. And if anybody wants to unmute themselves or ask any questions or add anything, then please feel free to do so. Okay, I don't know, Sarah, are you still on? Do you want to see here that you've used the coaching pack for the first time recently and it's worked fantastic? Do you want to just come on and just share a bit of your experience with us? I don't know whether she's still on. No, she was having problems with her mic, wasn't she? Oh, we can't hear you. You'll have to share it with us next time. She's on a laptop for the first time on Zoom and can't get the mic to work. Oh, bless you. I know you would share with us, Sarah. Oh, you're all very quiet tonight. Maybe Claire, you'd like to come on and tell us a little bit about the website? You've been working on that.
Yeah, you mean the one for the new starters?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just got everything in there for people when they first start for online. So it's got like the system and the online induction, how to place an order, how to do stock checker, things like that, and then about the welcome rewards. So it's just it's just for new people to refer back to. Don't have it all in one place. Sometimes, like Rachel said, you can tag people and they can lose it and disappear. So it's just good to have like a hub where they can go and just get that information.
Yeah. Brilliant. Loads of tools, loads of ideas all the time, isn't there, that we're, developing and using to help everybody.
Sarah's asking how long before you do the welcome call. I don't know about anybody else, but straight away, really. I think as the minute they signed up, you would say to them when's convenient to call.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone else is the same or not.
I do the same.
Go on, Rachel.
Yeah, I do the same. I just get him on as early as possible. I just say when we've got a couple of minutes space, so I can give you a welcome call. If they make any excuse or and they asking certain questions, then you just always go back to them. Can I call you when I go through it until you get them on that phone?
Yeah. I personally find it easier. I'm rubbish at typing stuff and I'm rubbish on my phone. So I just think, oh God, it'd just be easier to pick it up and explain to you this than trying to make it make sense in a message for me. But, we understand as well, everybody's different and everybody's working at different levels, and you do what's comfortable for you and what's working for you at the same time. I said in one of the slides, it's not a black and white business. We are all individuals. So, by all means, we're not asking you to change things that you're comfortable with. Everything's evolving, everything's developing. The system's there really as a track to run on, it's a guide to help people, pick the bits up of it that help you. And, as long as you're doing the activity, ultimately the results will come for each person.
Yeah. Can I just say about that website as well, Claire have done, I think is amazing, because even though in my training I said that you can send it in the inbox for them to like print out or whatever, then they got lots of printouts, or they got lots of different things saved on their phone or on their desktop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that is much easier and better because it's all saved in just one link, so they can just refer back to whichever stage that they need. I think it's brilliant now. So moving forward, it's
Definitely
great. Thank you for that, Claire. It's amazing.
It's hard, isn't it? Because we've looked at, most people now are on Facebook. Do they use websites and stuff? But it's when you want something all in one place. In Facebook, it moves around too much, doesn't it? So it's good to have everything in one place that they can go and have a look at it all together. And it's brilliant how it's been put together. So, there's that, and there's your groups, and there's just everything there for everybody now. There's far more support than whenever we started. I think we had a thing called Easy Reach, and you used to have a listen into a phone message with somebody who would share a top tip, and that'd be about it. We never had anything that was so visual and where everybody was working together and sharing together. And I just think it's just so amazing now, the tools that we've got within the business, that one of the reasons why I think people are doing so well.
Yeah.
Hiya guys, I'm back.
Oh, you're here! Where are you? Are you on your phone now? Have you logged in?
I am. I've logged in on the trusted iPhone. I cannot get to grips with that laptop. I decided to log in on my laptop because my iPad makes me look really more chubby than I am. So I thought I'll try the laptop, but I'm not doing that again. It was too hard.
Oh.
No, yeah, I used that coaching pack not so long ago. I recruited somebody on the big one, the SK1 pack, and I panicked and went straight to the King and Queen of catalogues, Andy and Helen. What do I do, you know, in a blind panic? It's never been an avid cataloguer. And it was just amazing because not only did my downline get everything he needed and when he needed it, I learned as well. I was learning things that I didn't know, and I was having to go out to my comfort zone and find things out, so I knew that I fully understood what I was teaching on. So then that prepared me then to the next one that signed on a catalogue pack. I wasn't so panicky. And not only that as well, it's everything. What I found with cataloguers is they like structure. Because they work in it around a busy life, you know, 9 times out of 10, is they like structure. And with the coaching pack, it allows you to implement that structure so everyone knows where they're going, what they're doing, when they need to be doing it, how they need to be doing it. And those emails as well, like the email templates, are a godsend because you can message them out. And then they know then, right, by the next time Sarah rings, I need to have my route planned, I need to have this done, so I can relate it back to Sarah. And obviously I cast advice or whatever on it, or encouragement even as well. So yeah, that if you haven't used that coaching pack before, guys, get on it like Sonic. It is absolute, it's a boon. It's brilliant. I love it.
I love it. Get on it like Sonic.
I'll never change, Helen.
Oh, brilliant. Has anybody got I've got chuckles now. Has anybody got anything else that they'd like to add? Okay, fantastic. So I hope we will be with you next week. I'm not sure. I have put the slides. I'll send everything over to Claire. Claire will be running for next week. I know we've got Hannah who's going to be sharing our online induction, and Chris going to be doing some training. So please make sure that you video it for us so that we don't miss it. But we shall see you all. Well, I maybe see you all this time next week, or maybe the week after. Have a great week. You know, keep going. Focus on those plans. Make sure that you are focused on your goals and everything, and just do whatever it is that you know to make that happen. So good night, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye. I'm trying
Bye.
to do this recording.
Good night.